Obviously, having a daughter really makes you think about the future a lot. And so I think about the environment. I worry about pollution. I want to make sure that we leave a good planet for next generation. And so I want restaurants to be more sustainable. I want restaurants to use less plastic. I want restaurants to be, use clean energy. And so how do we do that? There's always struggles to opening any restaurant, and then especially nonprofit restaurants. So it was hard to raise money. It's a time commitment, energy, all that. But I can do the research on it and cost it out. So I can show you the cost and everything, and we can make really easy research paper to read. That way, we hope to inspire other restaurants to do what we do.
I only met Taylor, but I'm so excited to finally meet both of you. I've been working on this for a long time, and it's been really difficult to imagine what this was going to look like without having an actual restaurant to do it in. So thank you for working with me on this.
This one that starts with
no composting. No composting. The big thing with this research schedule is that I have the first 2 months as control months. So we won't start composting until the beginning of January. Today was about meeting the people that would actually be collecting this data and doing this work. So we're trying out strategies that might not work, which was the purpose. We knew that the experimenting itself would be expensive, and that a for-profit restaurant would not have the money or the time to do that experimenting. So the goal of SHIA is to do it for them. And, with plastic, I did want to see where y'all are sitting on that, because you have gone very much above and beyond that with how you've set up the restaurant already.
And my thing is that when we eliminated single-use plastic, I also put in, I don't know if it's a real word, but I use say limited-use plastic. Mm-hmm. So to me, a squeeze bottle is a limited-use plastic. It's not single-use, but you use it 20 times and then you throw it away.
Right.
So if we can get rid of that out of the system, we have already automatically just got the core container. It's not single-use, but it's definitely not permanent.
So I noticed the jars over there, like the glass jars.
Yeah, so these are just all ingredients that we currently utilize in the kitchen. Obviously sticking to Edward's mission of zero plastics and trying to, utilize reusable containers. I guess plastic wrap would be the biggest one that we've cut out. That is obviously a huge waste. So, a lot of techniques, you're torquing in plastic or, just wrapping up everything in plastic, even portioning bags for, proteins or stuff like that to keep things consistent on a hot line. A lot of waste is now gone because of how the menu is developed by Edward. we don't have to necessarily worry so much about those minute details.
You know, the bibimbap, how can that be made like without the plastic wrap?
Parchment paper. You know, you just kind of, you can form it and you do your best, and then you pretty much get that ball shape as you're forming it, but it's not as hard, and you can reuse this multiple times.
And it works.
It works, yeah.
So Edward told me that he is following your guide, your instructions. What was the process like?
You know, Edward has very good instincts, right? And a chef is already thinking very intentionally about every ingredient in his kitchen. So, you know, he could say he's just following my lead, but he was already walking into this kind of process with a lot of that intentionality that was needed. So how do we take these practices from the university and implement them in a kitchen?
General kitchen practice in any restaurant, chefs are always going to try and utilize every department.
Right.
So what I would say is what is different, that what we do now is just with general restaurant practices versus what we do in January will be like very specific to reducing waste. So even today, for example, I noticed that, you know, we just took the fish bones and fish heads and threw them away. And that's fine because that's what you normally would do. And then starting in January, we would go, all right, how do we take that fish head that weighs 2 pounds and can we dehydrate it and turn it into compost? Like, that's not something you would normally do in an average kitchen.
In every restaurant, a lot of the ingredients are left over from the end of the shift or throughout prep. A lot of it goes in the bin or the trash. We try to dehydrate most, so we use it in the fish dish that you receive. The dehydrated perilla leaves were a seasoning that we use for the top of the fish. So I got to explore new cuisine and explore the whole sustainability side, which is nice.
The things that they are, you know, that the culinary team, the initiatives they're putting into place that are based on sustainability it's just incredible the difference, you know, between SHIA and a regular restaurant. I can't believe it, and it's shocking, the amount of waste and, you know, plastics, and just being thoughtful about how all of that works and what it looks like, especially when opening the restaurant in the first place. It's impressive to watch them go.
Welcome to the restaurant. We only opened last weekend, so it's very, very new. In addition to being a fine dining restaurant, we're trying to also be a model for sustainability. One of our mission is to get other restaurants to understand how to do a no plastic restaurant. So we have a research assistant, we write papers, and twice a year we'll publish paper to the public about how to run a plastic-free kitchen. The whole idea about SHIA is that it's an experiment, and it's there as a research center to help other restaurants. So I think I'm very excited about it. Our team is very excited about it. And part of the excitement is I don't know what's gonna happen. Like next year, we could do different research. After year one, we actually wanna call out to other restaurants and say, what research do you want us to do next? You know, what do you wanna see? And then we'll do it. You know, and I think that way we engage the public, we engage customers, and hopefully we can do something good for the industry.
I plan on Chef Edward being my last mentor at SHIA. I was going to say
5 years, you have to run my whole company. You're not leaving.
You're not leaving.
It was very unusual in the States to see really an Asian face that was prominent within the culinary world.
Some tonight, Amy. I might even try pre-rolling scallops with the pears.
5 years seems like a short period of time, but it'll make a difference.
I had so much fun cooking, and so I want to always see new restaurants and new foods, and I want the next generation of chefs and restaurants, I want it to be just as rewarding and beautiful and amazing as, you know, my career was. You know, I think if any one of us, if you have some success in life, some of it's hard work, some of it's luck, but there was always someone in your life that helped you. And it clearly was for me that there was a lot of people, some friends, some strangers, some chefs, mentors.
Hello. Hello. How are you? Fine. Good. My name's Max Chavals, and I'm a chef here at SHIA Restaurant. I've been fortunate enough to cook with celebrity chefs like Edward for the past 7 years, so I've just been exploring different continents, diasporas of cuisine, and now I'm on South Korea.
Hey Matt, do we have any more bags?
Max, do you know if we have enough lineup? And it's servers now, because we just decided this after the first night. I plan on Chef Edward being my last mentor at SHIA. I think definitely it's been in the kitchen side. I think we both have the same standard on our food and how we interact with guests.
All right. You want to go over just a few things off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Chestnut sauce. We're good, right?
I got the recipe made out.
Okay.
I want to remake it because the one.
Yeah.
All I have left over is the one you don't like.
Okay. I'm changing the welcome cocktail to chestnut makgeolli. You know, when we boil it, half will turn into sauce, and then half will turn into a cocktail.
So whenever you make like new menus, do all the chefs try out?
We're new, so it's kind of my menu, but as we get going, part of it is it's really a collaboration. So everyone brings new dishes to the table. We all combine. We all think of it together. I really don't want a restaurant where everything is my idea, and I tell people like I think restaurants are healthier and the food is better when every chef contributes something to it, and then it becomes more of a collaboration than you know, one thing. You know, they're very smart. This one, they have good ideas. Right, Taylor? Yeah.
A lot of kitchen wisdom gets passed down from one chef to the next. There's a lot of things you can't learn in school. So once you get your hands on something and you start prepping is really when you start learning and having passion for the food. It's like, all right, if you're gonna be here, let's work and you can learn. So, you wanna make ice cream?
Yeah.
All right, here's the recipe.
I'm Taylor Davis. I moved to DC 6 months ago to work for Edward Lee at SHIA. Being part of the Lee initiative was a really good thing for me. It was like part of the time where like I was just becoming a chef. I had just started working in fine dining kitchens. The kitchen I was working at the time was very toxic, but now I found my voice. I can really lead a kitchen and just do all the things that I never thought I would be able to do.
Oh, you want to try it?
Yeah, the barley ice cream. So yeah, lead initiatives taught me a lot.
You want to show her? Yeah. I mean, all I did was I just take this cap off here. You can do this. See that? See with the silver skin.
I know a lot of chefs, and like you can tell whenever a chef like really cares about you and like really wants to make sure you do your best work and like you put your best foot forward every day and grow as a chef. And Chef Edward really, like, he teaches me every day. He takes the time to know how I'm doing. It's always a lesson hanging out with Chef.
You don't want to cut it, like, because it's hard to cut steaks like this, okay? So you want to cut big chunks and like cut here. Like that. So it's like, once you get, you see how thin that is, it's hard to cut a steak. So basically now you're going to waste the steak, right? Because you got to cut it from here.
I've always wanted to learn, becoming like whenever I became a chef, and like I'm still learning. But like they'll give me a recipe, tell me to make something, and I'm like, all right, well, what's this? I have to look at the package and like really look at it. Like, is this what I need?
Do you know what these are for?
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
Hey, Amy, do you know what these are for?
It's like the Korean version of fiddle headphones.
Oh.
So these are dried, and we will rehydrate and then saute. I am Amy Thomas. I am working as a chef. I started cooking about 18 years ago now, and it's been all over. I've worked in New York City, San Francisco, DC, and I've worked in all types of cuisines and styles of restaurants. It's been fun. We've been sourcing out as many traditionally Korean ingredients as we can to import and have available for different dishes. That's been an adventure. I was adopted as a baby, so I was introduced to Korean and have been eating for most of my adult life. But it's definitely a change when you are working with it professionally and you have a brand new flavor profile. I think the way that we've been treating it is a nice introduction if you're not accustomed to it or you don't like the stronger flavor, because when we soak them and blanch them, it draws out a lot of that bitter, so it's not quite as harsh.
They're all younger than me, but in many ways, I learn more from them every day than they learn from me. You know, they teach me a lot about teamwork and motivation and spirit. I really feel lucky to have such a great team that we work together nicely.
Thank you, Chef, for trusting me and letting me work here. I really appreciate it.
It's just that I admire your work, and I am very appreciative that you put your faith in us as chefs to work with him and for him.
Hello.
Whoa, I just watched the Korean cooking show you were on.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Congrats.
Thank
Lovely
you.
to meet you in person.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Edward never chooses the easy way. It's because he knows it's the right thing. Right doesn't always mean it's easy. And sometimes it makes it difficult to be around him. You can ask his employees, you can ask me, you can ask his child, his dog. But you know what? At the end of the day, the integrity is so solid, and it's brilliant and meaningful.
Sit. 3, 2, 1.
It's like an apple.
I guess like good job opening the restaurant. Keep making money because I need a horse.
Okay. It's a nonprofit. I can't make money there. Thank you. 너무 감사합니다. We hope to see you, and we hope you'll join our movement. And you can visit us. If you can't come to the restaurant, you can see what we do on our website. And if you are interested, you can donate to our cause. So it's leeinitiative.org or shiarestaurant.org.